Hello, my YouTube friends. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm doing okay today. Thanks for joining me. This video is going to be a little bit of FlossTube and a little bit of QuiltTube. So, if you don't want to watch the floss stuff, you could skim ahead until you get to the quilt stuff. Or vice versa, whatever you want to do. It's totally fine. But I haven't done an update for my quilty friends in a while, and so I thought I would just throw it in on this video. All right, first off, we'll just do a little life update. Let's see, today is Monday the 1st. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be the 2nd, maybe even the 3rd, because it takes my internet forever to upload a video, especially if it's very long. But anyway, I will do my best. Hopefully it'll be up by tomorrow. So last week, I'm doing fine with the fall. Nothing, I don't have any leftover pain or anything like that from it. I seem to be doing okay. Last week we went to Lewiston again for another doctor's appointment for my husband. And let's see, I think that was last Wednesday. And for us, that's, 3 hours more or less, most of the time more, depending on the roads because of the time of the year. 3 hours drive to get there and 3 hours to get home. I was watching a FlossTube the other day. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Teresa Kogan, and they were talking about how the stitching with the sisterlies are moving, and Snohomish is 2-hour drive away from Colleen, or Cheryl. Cheryl's staying, and Colleen is moving. And how long that was, a 2-hour drive. I was like, 2-hour drive, that's nothing. It's kind of funny how people who live in populated areas think that driving a long distance, like 2 hours, is a long time. That's not a long time. Because when you live in a place like I live, very rural, up in the mountains, a 2-hour drive is just nothing. I mean, the closest big town to us, and you could look it up, is Grangeville, Idaho. And that even takes an hour and a half, hour, 15 minutes, depending on the roads. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of funny. Well, so the day after the appointment, everything went fine. He, great doctor, new doctor for him, my husband, and he really liked him. But the next day, both of us were sick, and I'm not really sure what we had. He is much sicker than I am, but I just, as soon as I start feeling anything, I start taking stuff, mostly like vitamin D, more natural things than, but I can't tell you everything I took because I'm not a doctor. So I don't want YouTube to think I'm medicating everybody. So I just kind of was, I didn't have a stuffy nose. I didn't have a chest cold. I just felt really tired and achy. And it kind of kept coming and going. Like I'd feel good for an hour or so. I'd get up and do something, and then I would, But my husband, he's just pretty much been in bed. Now I do have a little bit of a red throat. It's not really sore, but it is a little red. So I'm kind of thinking it might be like something like strep throat, but I don't know. It's definitely not the virus that's going around because my taste buds are fine. I didn't have a fever or any of that kind of stuff. Anyway, today's the first day that I have felt good. Now, on the bright side of that, because I didn't feel very good, I sat around downstairs on the couch watching FlossTube and watching the Time Team Classic. That's a good show. It's over in the UK, and they are archaeologists, and if you haven't watched it, you got to check it out if you like those kind of shows. And they're digging up, Roman artifacts and just all kinds of things. It's a really interesting show. So, and I got a lot of stitching done. So I have some finishes. Yay. Okay, now they're not fully finished objects, but they will be soon. Still learning all these acronyms. All right, so I finished the sheep, and I did stitch in here, and I used kind of a off-white, a cream color, and then I did stitch in the hearts. I wanted you to do that knot, French knot, but instead of that, I didn't think it looked very good, so I did like a starburst thing. And yeah, so I feel like I'm done with this. There's nothing more I need to do with it. I think I'm just gonna make I might make a pin cushion or a little pillow for the bowl that I haven't gotten yet, but I have an idea. So, number 1. Number 2 finish is all done. That is the Lori Holt Be in My Bonnet stitch card. And so yeah, that's all done. Some of it is the called for colors, but most of it isn't because I didn't have them. So I just tried to match what floss I had with the colors she wanted. Okay. Then on my way to the doctor, I started another one of the Lori Holt stitch cards. Let's see. Get that out. I thought I had everything ready here, but okay. So I started this card. And not such a good idea in the car when the roads are like... So I made a lot of mistakes on it. But maybe if I don't point them out, you won't see it. Okay, normally I wouldn't point them out. So as you can see the border? And I think this border is fine. I didn't realize I messed it up until I had it way more than half done, and I decided that I wasn't going to tear it out. And I think it's okay to have a different border. It's not like they're going to be on the same you know, like they're not on the same fabric or anything. So, yeah, so that's finished. And I used all the called for on this one except for the white. I'm not sure what white. Well, she had a cream 3865. I didn't have that one. So I just tried to match up that color. I think it looks okay. So I'm happy with it. So that's 3 finishes. Pretty good, huh? I'm happy about that. So the next one I'm going to start is either the little watering can or the honeybee. I'm going to go ahead and get them both up and just maybe I'll work on them both. Get those done. All right. So that's those. That's the finishes. So whip. All right. So I worked on the blue blossoms, and it's in this cross stitch book. And oh, I think it's coming out pretty good now. I'm doing this on 22 count. It's a cream, kind of an off-white color. I think it's going pretty well. Now the challenge for me has been, how do you jump, you know, from here to here without your, you know, the thread showing up in the back. That's pretty dark. And I didn't want to tie off each one. So any hints on that would be great. I need to go see if I can find a FlossTube that talks about that, how you get from one spot to the next. But I think it's going all right. Much harder to see since it's 22 count. Need a lot of good light, but yeah, I think I've got about 3 hours into this, I think, so far. And I think I only had one of the called for, and then I just tried to match up, just have it in there. Just try to match that up. I think I showed that to you last week, so I'm going to keep working on that. And do those 2 other cards. And then, so watching all that FlossTube, excuse me, I haven't ordered anything yet, but boy, have I been making a list. And what I have found is that I'm kind of gravitating towards more primitive type looking projects, or maybe even like the old time samplers, or like I really like a lot of the blackbird designs. Teresa Kogan, Heart and Hand, Heaven and Earth Designs. Oh my. I don't think I'm, you know, ready for one of those, but I'd like to get one ordered and have it here. I mean, there was, yeah, I have quite the list. So I'm going to try and narrow it down to say like maybe 5 things. I have a bunch of stuff in Teresa Kogan's in the cart. So, but I can't remember what they were called. Let me see if I wrote it down here. I thought I did. I thought I did. I guess not. Well, I'll have to tell you next week. That big one of Teresa Kogan's, the big one that everybody's doing, I'd like to get that. I don't know if I'm ready to do that big of a project yet, but you know, you'd work on them a little bit here and there. All right, so the next thing I wanted to show you was I made some of those project bags. So here's one here. And this one is like, I want to say it's 14, I think. Yeah, 14 by 11 and a half. And it has a zipper. Here's the inside. All right, on this one, now, if you watch any of my quilting videos, in the free motion quilting part, we do a quilt sandwich. And what I did was, I took that quilt sandwich, it's left over, and I used it for the inside. And then I just covered it, the outside of it, with this other material. The other thing I did was I put the vinyl here. So this was something I wanted to do because I want to see what's in the bag without opening it. So I put my vinyl on the outside so I can see without unzipping it what's in the bag. Now I made this one for that book, but I didn't make it quite big enough. I'll show you. See how it kind of sticks out? And the other thing, it kind of flops. So I'm thinking of like putting a tie right here, something, a bow, you know, that I can tie in a bow that would hold that there. So anyway, or make that just a little bit bigger, or not put the book in there. I can put the book on the inside, but then I wouldn't be able to see what the project was in there. So, and I don't want, the other thing, other reason why I like the project on the outside is that way it's not messing up your thread on the inside and all that stuff. So the smaller one looks like this. So here again I can have my cards on the outside, and then I can have my floss and stuff on the inside. Now this one I used batting, and I quilted it. I just did straight line quilting. So really cute. So those are the 2 bags I made. I still need to make the zipper pulls. So I'm going to be working that out. Right now I just have a piece of fabric hanging there. That works. Anyway, so I'm still working out how I want to do these bags in the fastest way possible. Because once you get going and you get down, it doesn't really take that long. And I like being able to use up my quilt sandwiches. And I have a lot of people ask, what do I do with these? It seems like a big waste. Well, you save them and you can use them for projects. So the other thing I like about using the quilt sandwich is that makes it a little stiffer because of all that quilting we already did. And plus this already has, had the fabric on the front, fabric on the back, plus batting, and then all the stitching. So that's pretty stiff already. And then this fabric went around the whole thing. So it's a little stiffer, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to try and make another 1 or 2 of those this week and try to get that process down a little bit better. But that was a lot of fun. Oh, here's my little jar. Almost full. It's just the right size for my little box. Fits in there great. All right, so the haul. Oh, I gotta put this card back in the project. I keep those index cards with the project bag. And then when I'm done with that project, I file the card away in the box. Aren't I just so organized? Oh, here, show you this. So here was my little floss container holder that I bought a few weeks ago. And this is all the floss that I had in the bottom of this little container. And one day I just sat down and rolled them all up. Most of them I didn't have numbers, so I have no idea what the numbers are. But that's okay. I'll try and, try and match them up to something wherever they look good. So I just been kind of filling that up when I feel like doing it. Okay, my haul. So last week in town, I stopped at Joann's and I stopped at a quilt store. And I got a few things. I got some more floss at Joann's, plus I had a coupon. And the floss, DMC floss at Joann's is a lot less expensive than at a quilt store. I learned that right away. So here's the floss I got. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the numbers are on each one of these, but what I tried to do, I took those cards in, the Lori Holt dish cards in with me, and I tried to pick those out, but a lot of them were gone. So I think other people are doing those cards. So then I just tried to match as close as possible, like the next number down or up. And that's what these yellows are here, are the gold. And some of them I did get, like the turquoise. And, well, this one was close to the number. But, so, anyway, so I got those. And then they wanted to make some zipper pulls. So I bought some of these little lobster clasps. And I bought some different sizes. I bought some little teeny ones. And those actually do fit on those little zippers. And then I bought this really pretty one. And this is on a swivel. So that one's really pretty. So I'm going to try and make some zipper pulls. Then, let's see. Was that the... Oh, I got... I bought this little tote bag. I know I could have made it, but... let's see. That Joann's is in the state of Washington. And they just passed a new law that if you don't bring your own bag and they have to give you a bag, it's 8 cents. And it's a paper bag. So don't get me started on that. Anyway, I just went ahead and bought a tote and I can reuse it, you know. So they get you either way. And if I wouldn't have bought the tote except for they had this yarn on sale. So I needed a bag. So I got this yarn. Got 2 of that color. 2 of this color. And 2 of this gray. Now I used to crochet. And I want to crochet again because I want to make a like a scarf thing. I'm not sure. It's not really a scarf. It's not a poncho, but it does hang kind of down here and then it wraps around. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, so I want to start doing. I used to love to crochet. I want to start doing a little crocheting. The only needle I could find in my studio was this one. I've had this for, I want to say I've had this since I was 15. It is a K. Yeah, I've had this for a long time. I'm shocked I still have this. But I thought I had some other ones, but I couldn't find them. But that's all right. That one will work, I think. So, got the yarn. All right, so my plan for flossing this next week is I'm going to make the zipper pulls. I'm going to make some more project bags. And I'm going to work on the blue one, the blue blossoms, and those 2 Lori Holt stitch cards. And that's it. All right, so that's all for the FlossTube. And if you'd like to stick around for the quilting, I'd love to have you. So on the quilting side, I haven't done much quilting. Because for one, I haven't been feeling good, and I've been doing a lot of flossing. All right, so I stopped at the quilt store too on Wednesday, and I found these little. I forgot to show in the floss part. So I thought I might try some of that too. Plus, these will fit in that other box. I'm sure you've all seen those. So I picked some of those up. And then they had a bunch of small swivels and stuff on 40% off. So I picked some of those up. Got a bunch of those. So that's great. And then I also got some for making handbags. Got a couple of those, and then this part. Got a few of those, and they were all 40% off. Then I got a bunch of thread, Orfil thread. It was 40% off. Now, it's not the colors I would typically use, but I might use them in quilting. And this is this would be 40 weight. A little bit different color there. And this orange one. And then a deep red. And this other one is kind of burgundy color. And then a green. So I picked those up. Yeah, 40% off was pretty good, I thought. That's when I try to get thread, is when it's... what else did I get? Oh, I got some fabric. Yes, I did. I got some really pretty fabric. These are all 1 yard cuts. They're kind of Christmassy, like snowflakes. This is the same pattern, only light blue. Isn't that pretty? And here's another light blue one. Real small little circles. Light blue on top of white. I didn't have much time because my husband was tired of waiting. So I got these in the celled part. And they were like $6 a yard, I think. Something like that. Nice quality quilt fabric. Very pretty. And, oh, let's see. When I was at the drugstore, they had a discount table as you walk in, and they had a basket full of starch. So I went and checked it out. Now, I've never used this kind of starch before. But it was 50 cents. I don't know what the regular price is, but 50 cents, hey, worth a shot. And then they also had canned starch for $1. So I got 2 of these, and I got 4 of these. So I'm going to give them a try. I mean, heck. Might as well, right? For that price. All right. What else? Oh, yeah. Here we go. How are we doing on time? Half hour. That's not bad. All right. So I've been doing English paper piecing. Here's my little box. You just take that sticker off. And here's my start. Right here you can see I have a bunch ready. Here's the little, I think these are 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. And you measure across here, not this way, but here. 1 inch. And yeah, so I've just been, I worked on this all day yesterday. Didn't do any cross stitching. My thumbs are a little sore. Actually really sore and kind of heated up at the knuckle. So I don't think that is an all-day activity. Couple hours. But I think I think I'm doing okay for the very first time. The stitches don't look too bad. In fact, you can hardly even see the stitching. And I started out using Orfil. This is a 30 weight, 50 weight. No, 30. And no, not 30. 50 weight. Okay. And I could see my stitches with this, so I switched to this one, and this is a 60 weight, I think. 80. Boy. Yeah, it's 80, so it's really thin. I would like a 60 weight. So I'm going to go through my thread and see if I can find a 60 weight. I mean, this is nice and strong. I think this is Orfil too. Yeah, it is. It seems to be pretty strong. I think it'll be okay. And this is just going to be a wall hanging anyway, I think. And anyway, you know, I'll be quilting it too. And I'm not sure if I'm going to quilt it by hand. I might. Let me show you the pattern, what that's going to look like. I think I showed it last time. Yeah, I did show it last time. Because they give you a different color option, which is really pretty. But mine is going to be like this, I think it's French country, so it's reds and blues. Like, here's a red, here's a blue. And then the creams will be, that'll be out here. So, and let's see, this is, I think this is a wall hanging. Yeah, it's like 15 by 17, right around there. But these are smaller hexes than what I'm doing. So, yeah. I still think I'm going to just do a wall hanging. So I just don't know if my thumbs can handle this hand sewing. So, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'm still going to keep going. And that's where I am on that. Then these are my extra half square triangles. Still, yeah. And here's what I've been doing. Now this was all leftover half square triangles from that other quilt. And so I'm just going to keep going. I'm doing, I'm just finding whatever white on white I can find. So I'm kind of mixing it up. So it'll be scrappy whites. And then I still have all of these half square triangles to use. So I'm not sure how big this is going to be yet. So that's where I am on that. So remember I was picking that quilt out that I had on the long arm. I finally took it off of the long arm and have just been, you know, having it draped over me and picking it out. And I'm picking it from the back side now instead of the front side, and I'm almost done. Thank God that was my quilt. Yeah, and it's just because I was being too picky, honestly. Now I kind of wish I wouldn't have started picking it out, but you know, the main reason was because of the color of the thread, you know. Yeah, I should have just got over it and said I wouldn't be able to tell from far away, you know. All right, what else quilty have I been working on? I think that's it. Not very much. Because I haven't felt very well, like on Sundays, the last couple of Sundays, I haven't done the art quilt, so no progress has been made on that at all, on the cookie quilt. If I still keep feeling good, I probably will do an art quilt day before, pardon me, before Sunday. I don't know. I have a practice quilt over here. It's actually a baby quilt for donation on the long arm that I'm going to put on there. I haven't done that yet either. So, and yeah, that's about it. What have you guys been working on? Let me know down in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. I appreciate all of you joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Thank you also for all the lovely comments down there in the comment box. If you are new to FlossTube or doing cross stitch, be sure and look at my video 1 and 2. There's a lot of great answers to questions over there, so, which is awesome. You guys have been great trying to help me out. So, all right, you guys. Well, I'm going to go make something, so I hope you are too. Until next time, bye.